Buckle up, because we are diving into a story where rock and roll dreams collide with a gritty biker underworld, and where hitting rock bottom is just the warm-up act for a redemption tour fueled by whiskey, ink, and a whole lot of angst. This is the story of a man who lost everything for love, only to find himself staring at a blank slate with a broken heart and a broken band. We're talking about Backstage, the first book in the Recoil series. The story kicks off with a literal crash landing. Danger, the lead singer of the rock band Recoil, is in a hotel room in Hawaii, paralyzed by fear because his fiancée, Ella, was on a plane that crashed during landing. She walks through the door, battered and bloody but alive, and Danger is overwhelmed with relief. But instead of a tearful reunion, Ella drops a bomb that hits harder than the crash itself. She tells him, "I can't do this," and admits she loves him but isn't in love with him. She leaves him right there in the hotel room for her bandmate, Chad, just hours after surviving a near-death experience. It is absolutely brutal. Danger had sacrificed his own band, his country, and his entire identity to move to England and be with her, and she tosses him aside like a used guitar pick. He spirals instantly, smashing a lamp and punching a hole in the wall before grabbing a bottle of whiskey to drown the pain of being replaced. Danger retreats to England to pack up his life, shattering engagement photos in a fit of rage before flying back to the US to beg his old bandmates for a second chance. He shows up at his best friend Ryan's house only to get a cold reception. Ryan makes it clear that Danger abandoned them for a girl, and that kind of betrayal doesn't just wash off. Desperate for a purpose, Danger convinces Ryan, along with twins Matt and Nate, to reform Recoil, but with a catch. They need to leave the baggage of the US behind and start fresh in Australia. The guys agree, though Nate holds a serious grudge, warning Danger that if he flakes again, the band is dead forever. Fast forward 3 months to Adelaide, Australia. Danger is trying to live the Rockstar life, but he has a humiliating secret. The trauma of the breakup has left him physically unable to perform in the bedroom. He thinks he's broken forever until he walks into a strip club called Strapless and spots a dancer named Lunar. With her pink and yellow hair and tattoos, she's a total vision, and for the first time in months, Danger feels a spark, literally. But Lunar isn't just a dancer. She's club property of the Satan's Savages motorcycle club. She's been under the thumb of the VP, Steele, selling her body to pay for her autistic brother Stuart's medical bills. It's a tragic, messy situation, but the chemistry between Danger and Lunar is undeniable. Despite the red flags waving all over the place, they start hooking up. Lunar becomes his muse, helping him get his confidence back, while Danger introduces the band to Techie, a biker who acts as a connector to the local music scene. Recoil starts booking gigs in biker bars, and they sound incredible, but tensions remain high. Nate is constantly in Danger's ear, accusing him of losing focus over a girl again, terrified that history is repeating itself. Lunar, however, proves she's an asset, taking over the band's merchandise and crushing sales, showing Danger she has a sharp business mind beneath the club girl label. She even starts a foundation for autism awareness to help her brother, trying to build a legitimate life outside the MC. Just as Recoil starts blowing up in the Aussie music scene, they get a new agent, Luke, who books them a massive tour. But Luke introduces an opening act, an all-girl rock band called Luminous, led by a petite blonde named Effa. Effa is a total hippie who talks about auras and energy, but physically she reminds everyone of Danger's ex, Ella. It triggers Danger big time, but for the sake of the tour, he agrees to collaborate on a duet with her. Then, disaster strikes. The press catches wind of Lunar's background with the Satan's Savages. They smear her across the tabloids as a club whore, claiming she's ruining Recoil's reputation. To protect Danger and the band's rising stardom, Lunar breaks her own heart and leaves the tour, retreating to her mom's house to shield him from the scandal. Danger is devastated, and without her, he starts to unravel. He's drinking too much, fighting with the band, and his voice starts sounding raspy and weak during shows. It all comes to a head in Tokyo. During a concert, Danger's throat feels like it's on fire. He pushes through the set, but the next morning he can barely speak. He writes a single word on a piece of paper for Luke, nodes. A specialist confirms the worst fear. He has a polyp on his vocal cord and needs immediate surgery. The doctor warns it could take 6 months to recover. The tour is canceled immediately. Nate explodes, blaming Danger for ruining their big break again, and the guilt crushes Danger. He feels like his career is over before it really began. He flies back to Australia for surgery, terrified he'll never sing again. But this is where the story shifts from tragedy to true romance. Lunar doesn't stay away. She rushes to his side, nursing him through the silence of his recovery, ensuring he does his vocal exercises and stays healthy. They move into a penthouse together, and she becomes his absolute rock. However, the drama isn't over. Lunar walks into their hotel room one morning and finds Effa in Danger's bed. She flees, convinced he's cheated, but it turns out Effa was just drunk and passed out fully clothed. Danger chases Lunar down, proving he only has eyes for her and refusing to let a misunderstanding destroy them. He finally convinces her that she is the only one for him. 6 months later, Danger's voice is healed and stronger than ever. Recoil resumes the world tour, ending back in Australia for a massive homecoming show. On stage in New Zealand, Danger stops the show to perform the song he wrote with Effa. He announces to the crowd that the song is dedicated to his beautiful woman, Annalise, Lunar, who is standing backstage. He sings Lunar Eclipse, a power ballad about how he was broken until she saved him, publicly claiming her and declaring his love in front of thousands of screaming fans. It is the ultimate mic drop moment. The song goes triple platinum, launching Recoil into superstardom. Before leaving for the US to continue their world domination, Danger does something unexpected. He takes Lunar back to the biker club to say a proper goodbye to her friends, specifically Techie, showing he respects her past, even if he hates the club itself. They close that chapter for good and head to America to start a new life together, leaving the pain of the past behind. But the book ends with a gut punch of an epilogue that shifts the focus entirely. Back in the US, we see Ryan, the band's funny, goofy guitarist, sitting alone in the dark, drinking whiskey. Danger finds him, and the mask slips. We learn the tragic truth behind Ryan's humor. It's the anniversary of a car crash where he was the driver, and his wife and daughter died. It's a haunting reminder that while Danger found his redemption, the other members of Recoil are still carrying heavy scars that fame can't heal. This story is a wild ride of self-destruction and healing, proving that sometimes you have to lose your voice to find the person who makes you want to sing. It's a testament to the fact that your past doesn't define your future, but it sure as hell complicates the present. What do you think? Could you forgive a partner who let you walk away to protect you? Or is that a deal breaker? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about rock stars, romance, and redemption.